Welcome, Twitch. Good evening, everybody. I know that I've got a small audience right now and I'm just getting started, but today, I hope everyone's having a great night. Just got done cooking dinner for the family. We grilled some chicken. Tasted great. I hope it did. I haven't eaten yet. I'm going to eat after the stream. So welcome. Tonight's going to be a short stream, but I figured this is an education-focused stream, so I figured I'd take a dose of my own medicine. So I'm going to go in and complete an online tutorial, or at least begin one. And I'm going to show you how we can integrate OneNote into this particular lesson. I've been thinking a lot about my handwriting. And I've been on kind of a journey this year to, in many ways, I'm ambidextrous. I'm a juggler. I also contact juggle. And so that's something that a lot of jugglers pride themselves in being able to use both hands to perform tasks and manipulate objects of all kinds. And one of the things I've always prided myself in as a teacher is being somewhat ambidextrous, that I could write with both hands when I'm instructing. This year, I made it a point to add cursive to the mix. So I've been able to write with my left hand for the better part of I think I first taught myself how to write left-handed when I was 15. So I've known how to write left-handed for 25 years. And oftentimes I'll teach with my left hand to slow myself down, because a lot of times teachers are just going too fast for their audience, for their students, and it could be teachers too in professional development. So I've always prided myself in forcing myself to slow down by using my left hand as my writing hand, not to show off, but then just to keep myself in check. That I might think I'm going slow when I'm going through or covering a new concept, but I'm not really going slow for people that might be new to the idea or the concept. This year I just decided to up the ante. I wanted to learn how to write in cursive with my left hand, and part of that spawned from an idea that I had for my wife, and one of the anniversary gifts that I wanted to give to her this year. Well, the anniversary gift, and that was I wanted to write her a story, and I wanted to draft it with my left hand. And if you can bear with me a little bit, I had a good reason behind it. I figured to use a little bit of reverse neuroscience. The right side of the brain is what we know controls the creative functions of the mind, and but it also controls the left side of the body. And what I found in college is college to me was kind of boring. I didn't really challenge myself. I didn't take very tough classes. But one of the things I did to kind of keep myself entertained was I took my notes left-handed to get more fluid with my left hand. And I had always been a fan of poetry. Awesome, Chani's live. So I had always been a fan of poetry growing up in school, and I hadn't written poetry in quite a while by the time I got to college. So I figured, well, why not? I'll take notes with my left hand, get good at it, and then I'll start writing poetry if that gets boring. And that's what I did. And what I found was I really, really liked the poetry that I wrote left-handed. And it was something that I thought to myself, oh, wait a minute. So if the right side of the brain controls not only the creative capacity and functions behind the brain, but also the left side of the body, what if I stimulated the right side of the brain? Like, could I stimulate the right side of my brain by using the left side of my body? So picking up the pen with my left hand to write poetry was one of the best things I had done for my creative writing process that I found in college. And then I had a crazy idea early this year that for my wife's anniversary, I would write her a story. I'd written her letters and poetry throughout our entire 22-year relationship together. I had never written her like kind of what I wanted it to be is kind of a long poem, not really the epic length like the Iliad or the Odyssey, but I wanted to write like an actual story. And I thought to put my brain like at its peak creative capacity, I figured I should do it left-handed, at least the draft. And then not only that, but I thought to myself, because I've never attempted anything on this scale or magnitude, because I've written her plenty of poems and love letters and this and that with my left hand, but I'd never attempted something quite on this scale. So I thought to myself, before you do this, you better learn how to write in cursive left-handed. So that's something that I've been working on since March, and I've gotten pretty good at it. But there's always room for improvement. So the other night when I was trying to think of like, well, what can I cover in stream? You know, I still don't have an audience where people are going to be asking questions yet. I do want to reach the point where eventually I'm like a live tutor, right? I would love to be the live intervention side to the Khan Academy. So you go there to take a course, you come to me when you get stuck and you need help from a live human. But in the meantime, I just wanted to cover like lots of tutorials and run through lots of tips and tricks on how I'm utilizing the technology in front of me. So it's been a lot of OneNote because I'm a big fan of a lot of the things that Microsoft has gotten right with OneNote. So those of you just joining us, um, it's been a great journey, a fun journey with for me to kind of share what I have and what I can do with OneNote. But I figured tonight I'll go into the learner stance, and it might be fairly boring. It may be unexciting, but you know, I'm gonna grab the Wacom stylus with my left hand, and I'm gonna go in. I'll start off by showing us some things that I can already do with my left hand, but then also what I did the other night, and that is, you know, I found somebody offering free. I was really looking for a calligraphy lesson, but what I found was kind of and this is Ian Barnard's YouTube channel, and he had pretty good and basic cursive scripting tutorial. So you can see here it's about a half hour, so it's a 33-minute long video, and he guides you through the process. He recommends specific pens and paper and everything like that. He even has free practice worksheets available on his website. So we're going to go over to his website. I'm not going to sit here and watch the video with you guys in stream. You can do that on your own. But what I will do is I'll show you how I get his worksheet into OneNote, and we're going to skip a whole bunch of his initial recommendations because obviously we're not using an actual pen. So he's recommending very specific brands of pens and things like that, and we're going to skip that and do it with OneNote on a Wacom tablet. And hopefully, I mean, it's going to be fun for me. Hopefully it'll be interesting, or at least you know, mildly new, or hopefully you get something out of it. So what I'm going to do here is I've got a blank page here in OneNote, and in a separate window in a web browser, I'm going to go ahead and open up Ian Barnard's cursive worksheet. So it's right here on his download, and it's ianbarnard.net, and then I think you can just go in and search for his cursive script worksheets. And yeah, we're just going to go into this, and I'll show you how to get this thing into OneNote. I've covered this before, and but it doesn't hurt to review. So I'm looking at a PDF online. You can see from here it's just a PDF document. He gives kind of an opening statement here that you know, cursive is something that a lot of people just never got to learn or master in school because we got so much pressure to learn other things that you know, we've got a couple of generations of Americans now that don't really know the art of cursive anymore, so let alone calligraphy. So he's got this worksheet where he walks you through and recommends a number of different pens so to choose from, other brands too, so you know, the classic Sharpie is among those. He also warns you against using just your standard 20-pound paper, because the pens he's recommending are going to bleed right through and then possibly stain the surface beneath what you're writing with. So none of that applies to us because I'll be in OneNote using a Wacom tablet. It is the Bluetooth, the Intuos BT medium size, so it's a Bluetooth tablet. I've got it wired in though because the wireless battery was nearly dead when I was running through my streaming checklist. So yeah, so he recommends that you get some thicker gauge paper, heavier weight. So, and I don't know what the specific, here we can zoom in on this to see the weight that he Oh, it's in grams. So yeah, I don't know. I'm used to 20 pound. Like 20 pound in the United States is kind of your standard letter paper off in offices. I don't know what the conversion rate is. It's 100-gram paper, so you can run that through the Google converter and learn that. How do I go straight to 100%? I don't know. I think it's down here. Is it? So anyway, so he recommends that you be careful about the surface below your paper. He also starts us off with some just basic practice strokes. So these are some strokes that you need to understand that you're going to repeat often across multiple letters. And what he really recommends is that you print these out, and then you have your heavyweight paper above it, and then you trace. We're just going to trace digitally. So, and then at the end of the stream, we might just we might do away with this, and then I do have to mount my phone on a tripod because I don't have a document camera, but I might just pick up a pen and then show you what this might look like on paper to kind of show the growth and the progress. So he takes you through the steps. He's got everything diagrammed, outlined in the order of the strokes that he recommends, and this is all in a free PDF. And again, I'm not even going to download it. I mean, we're viewing it online in browser, but what I'm going to do is because I can print straight to OneNote, so I'm going to go to the print menu here. And when you have OneNote installed on your computer, it acts as a printer, or at least a printer destination. So I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is gonna go to a version of OneNote that I'd rather not use. So I've covered OneNote as the three-headed dragon. This is the Windows 10 version of OneNote. It's the version I prefer to use. I'll switch to it. But initially I didn't. And I learned something. I just learned something now. I didn't realize that the Windows 10 OneNote did not serve as a printer destination, so I thought I'd be able to choose just OneNote, but I can't, so not a big deal. We're going to choose OneNote 2016, and what this is going to do is it's not going to actually print on paper. This is going to go to straight to the software app, and when I click print, it's going to launch OneNote 2016. This is the version that comes with Office. And let's go ahead and put it in, let's go live with glitter. Oh, and I'm in the wrong notebook. So, oh, that's fascinating. I'm in the wrong notebook. So let's back up a little bit. Let's go to live intervention. I forgot to add an agenda here. Bad teacher. So let's add a page here first, and add a practice page beneath that. And then now let's go back and print. So I'm going to send this to OneNote. Oops, I got to fly in here. I got to rid myself of that. So we're just going to send all the pages. If we don't need all of them, we can delete pages we don't need. The pen recommendations aren't something that's going to be useful to us for this stream. So let's go. Okay, so here's a menu that comes up. So all of your notebooks that are currently opened in the OneNote app will be offered here, because so you can choose a specific destination. So that's what we're going to do. I'd create the page first, so I can go right here. I just made the learning cursive page, and then a practice worksheet as a subpage beneath it. And you can see here it just goes right to it. I have ruled lines here, so let's get rid of those because we don't need them for this purpose. So we can just hide the ruled lines. Here are the pages we don't need, right? So we can get rid of any of them that we don't need, or we cannot. I'll just click undo. It doesn't hurt to leave them there, just takes up a little bit more storage space. And then here's the possibly uninteresting part. I'm just gonna use my pen and then start tracing, but I'm not gonna do it here because that's boring. I want to do it in OneNote 2010 because I want to use a glitter pen because the glitter pen is just better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna synchronize my progress here. This notebook is saved to my OneDrive account. So I close it in OneNote 2016, and then I could switch back to the Windows 10 OneNote. Now it's not going to appear here because I'm in the wrong notebook. So if I switch notebooks, you can see here that my notebook is syncing changes right now, or at least OneNote 2010 is downloading the changes. And then here we are. They're still coming in. So yeah, the possibly boring part, but then learning cursive is not anything particularly thrill-seeking anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into the draw menu, and let's pick a glitter pen. I've got the Rainbow, Galaxy, Lava, Ocean. Today I think I'm feeling the metallic pens though, so let's go with the Rose Gold metallic pen. And I want to choose, so one of the things that Ian Barnard recommends is not a fine tip pen. So it says, I use these due to the tip size and consistency of the ink flow is great. So I'm going to choose a thicker pen stroke. So let's go ahead and go in here. I'm in the Rose Gold. Let's drop this menu. This is 2mm size. I think that's probably good. So let's give this a dance. And again, I'm not left-handed, so I'm just going to run through these practice strokes. I got Windows Ink activated, so I can always make these lines thinner if I want by just adjusting pressure on the surface. And yeah, I'm just basically running through some of the basics of his YouTube tutorial, which where'd it go? It's right here in another tab. So yeah, this is the video that we can time slip back. He's going over some basics on strokes, and I'm just doing this with a digital pen. So get Streamlabs up here. So not anything, you know, to post to fail army or anything, because we're not thrill seeking here. We're just learning, and we're learning digitally. And now, I will tell you, and I'll be honest here, learning how to write with your offhand, there is something strange that I can't quite get, and I've journaled about this for pages and pages throughout my year here, just trying to figure out left-handed cursive. There is a strange biomechanic difference in using a graphics tablet versus using a real pen, and I don't know why my brain just, like, my left-handed writing looks far better on pen and paper than it does digitally. So I'm trying to bridge that gap. It's probably the same thing with my right hand as well. For me, it's probably just more noticeable because I'm trying to push myself to bridge the gap between my left-handed and my right-handed cursive writing. But I can notice it quite a bit, and over the months it's been frustrating for me to not understand why with certain kinds of curves or strokes my left hand just brain farts when I'm using my graphics tablet, whereas it would be fine and just natural and smooth and far more effortless if I was using an actual pen. So, you know, just if I were to think out loud and process this whole thing and just have a good sense of metacognition and, you know, just kind of your own self-awareness of how you're learning and what your brain is going through, I really have not been able to pin down why the biomechanics of writing on a graphics tablet just feel so much more foreign to me when I'm writing with my left hand versus my right. As a teacher, when I first started using graphics tablets to do instruction, that was a learning curve that I got over pretty quickly using my right hand. I would have never thought that here, I think, what was the first time I used a graphics tablet in the classroom? It was probably 10 or 11 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I would have never thought that here I'd be doing this with my offhand. And really just for the joy of learning, right? Because there's nothing in my life, no obligation I have as a father, as a husband, as a teacher, as anything else that I do in my life. I have no obligation of learning how to do this. This is just for the joy of learning. I mean, yeah, I pushed myself because I really want to finish this book that I'm writing for my wife. And, you know, for our anniversary, she got a draft of the first, you know, couple of chapters. I meant to have it finished by our anniversary, which was in July. But, you know, I gave her a draft. She loved it. We read through it together. And there's a screw up right there. So, yeah, she loved it, and so she's looking forward to the finished product. And look, so this is one of those things, you know, where on pencil and paper or pen and paper, I probably would not have had 3 consecutive struggles with the start of that pen stroke. But for some reason, this has got me. And so, you know, I go silent because concentration level has gone up. So I'm trying to, I've gone into try hard mode because I don't know what's going on with this particular stroke that I'm struggling with. But yeah, you can see there that I had to retry a few times. I'm having a little bit of latency issue with this too. I don't think my CPU is not taking too big a hit. But I haven't really had latency issues with my Wacom tablet during streams. So yeah, so there we go. I'll just add in another line here outside of the tracing guidelines to make sure that I'm keeping myself honest. And then this is just a kind of a slanted O. I don't know if I drew that in the opposite direction or not. Okay, here I'm not happy with that lean. So let's try it again. I'll lean a little bit more dramatically. And then here's the stroke that I struggled with. Yeah, not happy with that. So let's try it again. A little better. Okay. And then lowercase letters. So he's just taking us through the alphabet, just going A through Z. So for the A. And I don't know how heavily he's following like the Danelian alphabet. I've never taught elementary school before. I have been an educator for 22 years. Not all 22 years. I've been an educator since '96. There's a little 4 or 5 year gap there when I went back to get my teaching certificate and just worked a production job at a print facility. But yeah, I wasn't happy with that C. So I'm trying to just make this as natural and smooth as I can, not trying to rush through it. I just want my pen strokes to be fluid. So I'm trying not to make them jagged by trying to too hard to trace his lines exactly. I'm trying to make smooth motions here. And I see that my webcam froze again. That's frustrating. So let's hide it. I don't know what's really going on. I think this happened to me on stream. Oh goodness, when was it? Saturday? And my docking station turned out had to be restarted. So let's just hide that. So my apologies. We'll just go the rest of the stream without the webcam. I don't know why it's frozen. That's frustrating. I'll have to troubleshoot that. I certainly hope I don't have to buy a new webcam. And that's okay. So I'm starting that one over because that started to get jaggedy. So I'm trying to make this fluid. Even if not, I'm not following his lines precisely. I would rather it be fluid and be slightly hideous rather than it be perfect. But you know, I had to write it at an unnatural speed. So the G. So this is new to me. So the G. I'm not used to, you know, like I said, I can already write in cursive with my left hand, so the G having 2 separate pen strokes is a little bit new to me. I'm not used to having to lift my pen to write a G or an H. And actually, a lot of these letters. I don't know if this style of cursive is something that Ian Barnard had meant or intended to be used in everyday writing, or if this was just something that he was recommending for artistic functions. But I certainly feel like going through these practice pen strokes, I certainly feel like, ooh, I like that. I certainly feel like I can write with more fluidity and speed using the cursive style that I was taught in grade school, because it certainly was less, for me, less lifting of the pen. And maybe I'm not following his tutorial correctly. Perhaps he doesn't lift his pen as often as I am, like between strokes 1 and 2 for all these steps. Maybe he's not lifting his pen, whereas I am for some of them. But I do like the style, which is why I chose this worksheet and this tutorial for this stream. Like, see, for that, oh, I'm just gonna make that one pen stroke. I do like that, and that's the O that I was raised with. So I don't even know if the style of cursive that I was taught in grade school even had a particular name, or I don't know if it had a name. I do know that throughout my whole life, and I'm 40 years old, I know that throughout my whole life, like, I did exactly what I was taught to do. I went to a Catholic school through 3rd grade, and that comes with its own set of trauma. But yeah, I went to a Catholic school, so that's where I learned cursive. And but the rest of my life, like from 4th grade on, I was in public schools, and I will tell you that no one else that I come across makes a capital F quite in the same way that I do. Even folks that are my age or older, when they write in cursive, oops, what am I doing here? When they write in cursive, their capital Fs look substantially different than mine. And I did things exactly as the nuns told me to, so I'm not really sure what went on there, because it's a very unique F. It's not like the F we're gonna use here in this worksheet. It's very different from it, and really what it is it's the top part of the F that I have a slightly different curve to mine. So here's a U. Can I do that without lifting the pen? Yeah, let's do that without lifting the pen. The V. And again, I'm going for fluidity. So if I'm not tracing him exactly, I want my pen strokes to be natural. And I'll try that one again, because I had a little bit of a latency issue there. This is a very similar W to the one I was taught. It's a little bit more of a pronounced tail there at the end. The X is simple, although we're going up in that direction. So, and again, this is an education-focused stream, so I'm taking a dose of my own medicine. I'm learning something new, a new cursive script. Certainly my Z did not look like this. This is pretty substantially different from the Z that I was raised with, and that's okay. And then we get into the capitals, and almost none of my capital letters from my cursive system that I was taught are the same as this. So this is possibly the most exciting part for me. This A, okay, I'm gonna have to try that again. Like, that's a very foreign pen stroke to me. It feels very unnatural, because that's not how I'm used to forming my A. And if I were to draw the A that I was taught, that's the A that I was taught. Um, but I like it. I like this A. This B is different. I do like kind of the shape of the curves in this handwriting system. It's something that I'm gonna have to practice, so that's what I'm doing right now. Ooh, not happy with that last B. So let's try that one again. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Again, my name is Felix. I am hopefully going to, well, I'm working to hopefully become one of Twitch's first, perhaps only, live tutor. So right now I'll like get my bearings, build an audience, learn the streaming tools. I'm just running us through some tutorials, but one of the constants to this, regardless of what I'm doing in stream, I'm probably going to be doing it with OneNote or integrating OneNote in some way, shape, or form. So today is all about me taking a dose of my own medicine and learning something new. So I'm learning a new cursive style, and I'm learning it with my offhand. I'm not left-handed, but I am doing this with the Wacom stylus in my left hand. At some point in time in the stream, probably near the end, we'll switch. I probably should have printed one of these worksheets out ahead of time so I could kind of do my own formative assessment and figure out like how well or how not well I'm doing when I actually pick up a pen and put this to paper. And oh, love this H. Love this H. So I'm going to definitely look for lots of excuses to capitalize an H under this lettering system if I can just kind of remember the pen stroke sequence. I do like that capital H. In fact, you know what I'm not doing for myself is I'm not giving myself the non-assisted. The unassisted practice letters. So let's try the D here. Can I get this one down? Ooh, it looks a little bit too much like my old D. So let's try that one again. No, it's not the curve. I can't get the curve. Let's try that again. Okay, I'll live with that for now. This E is new to me as well. Okay, like that. This F, so let me draw the F that I was raised with. The F that I was raised with looks like this, and I'll just go ahead and put my first name. So I've never seen anyone draw a cursive F like this, where the I mean, I've seen some with the two curves, but not with the upright coming from the near center. Most of the Fs that I see other people drawing, the upright goes down closer to the right side. So, and like I said, I went to a Catholic school. The nuns were harsh. They were strict. So I did everything they had told me to do, but yet I somehow came out of it with a really unique looking F in cursive because nobody else I knew had done their F that way. I do like that G, but yeah, I think I could have gotten a better lean out of that. Certainly a better curve. That one's a little bit looking a little bit stiff on the curve back to the left there, and that's okay. You know, sometimes we are our harshest critics. I do like that H though. I gotta practice that one more time. And the I, simple. I think for me the key here with the left hand is making sure that I have the correct lean, and that's where I love this paper that Ian Barnard has provided. As a paper can help guide to make sure that you're leaning at the correct angle. Okay, so let's get to the K. Again, I don't know why my brain is struggling with processing this one, but that's kind of why I went silent there, is I had to really concentrate to get that trace down. I had to really concentrate to get that trace down. So let's see here. Okay. A little bit more of a loopy L than I'm used to. Wow, the K and the L have got me thrown for a loop. Yeah, I'm not happy with that bass there. I don't know why mine looks like nervous lip. The M has got this really cool curve to it in the same vein as the A. So we're just tracing here. I'm just trying to write fluidly. Again, I'm using the left hand. I'm not left-handed, so I'm trying to teach myself a new trick here and doing it digitally. So let's see here. That's not bad. I give myself a pat on the back for that. That's not bad at all. And again, you know, as an adult, like, okay, so as a kid growing up learning cursive, like I'm just doing what I'm told. As an adult, I have to get over this like mental mindset, this mindset that I'm trying to copy or plagiarize someone else's handwriting. For some reason, when I first tried to do this a couple nights ago, that was a real struggle for me. You know, feeling like I was stealing someone else's handwriting, even though this was, you know, Ian Bernard had put this out here for the internet to consume and learn from. So, you know, not the, oh man, I don't know why it's 2 pen strokes, right? It's 2 pen strokes. You think I'd come up with a curve that I was happy with. Okay, and then the Q. This Q was a relief to me when I saw it. I grew up my whole life not liking the Q that I was taught. The Q that I was taught in grade school just looks like the number 2, and I never understood why that was the case. But again, it was a Catholic school, so you don't question things, you just do what you're told. So I did what I was told, and I never asked the question, Sister Lydia, why does it look like a 2? I just did what I was told. Certainly that Q looks like a printed Q with some dramatic flair added to it. I like this R. Am I doing that in the wrong order? Yeah, probably. Does the order matter? I don't know. Math teachers are always preaching order of operations, so. You know what? I think I drew that S 2 different ways. So let's try it again. Okay. Making progress. And then at some point, there's no shortcuts to learning how to write in a new style, right? There are no shortcuts. You just have to practice. There's my stomach growling because I'm smelling grilled chicken, steamed broccoli. That's what I cooked for dinner. With some Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh, and I just realized I'm not really monitoring my mic input, so I hope... Oh, I can see it there. Hopefully you can hear me in stream. Thank you for being here, by the way. Appreciate the folks that are joining us. Even though there's not a whole lot going on in chat, that's completely okay. I've got some things I'm working on in the background to try to grow this audience. They're not quite ready to deploy yet, but I'm trying to stick to a schedule. So I'm trying to stick to a streaming schedule. You know, things get busy with work and raising kids, and they've got dance class and swim class. So I'm just trying to stick to thanks Radiant, everyone in chat, give Radiant a follow. He's an inspiration. Yeah, raising kids taking time. You're absolutely right, Radiant. You just get a gaming console, teach them the basics, and then have at it, right? Mondays it's Minecraft, Tuesdays it's Mario Kart. They learn competition, they learn creativity. You can raise kids with video games. Although my daughter, my 11-year-old, plays a little bit too more Minecraft than I would care for. She loves Minecraft, and I don't fault her for that. It's interesting and it's compelling. And then as an end of the year celebration last year, she finished 5th grade. Our 6-year-old had finished kindergarten, and of course they were 5 and 10 at the time. But to celebrate the end of the year, I bought a second Switch so that so I bought a second Switch. Yeah, oh, exactly, Radiant. Yeah, so I bought a second Switch so that there was always an option in the house. If I was going to be playing Splatoon and somebody wanted to play Minecraft or Mario Kart or ARMS, that we had 2 Switches. But it turns out that, and we knew, I didn't buy the second Switch just for the 10-year-old. You know, she's 11 now, but I didn't buy it just for her. But I bought it with the understanding that she would play it the most. And it turns out that I fucking paid $400 for Minecraft because the Switch was $300, and you know, I bought a digital copy of Minecraft to go along with it, and Splatoon and Rocket League. So just kind of the standard multiplayer games that I wanted us to be able to play together as father and daughter. And she just plays Minecraft on it. I've fucking paid $400 for Minecraft. We've played Splatoon like a few times together. She'll sometimes join up for a Splatfest, but she's kind of lost interest in Splatoon, which saddens me, because she and I had been big, huge Splatoon fans since the first one, and we would play in just about every Splatfest, and she just doesn't play it much. She has barely played in a Splatfest since May, maybe April. Oh, you got that graphics card. Nice. Which one did you get? You didn't get that one that they are showcasing with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, did you, Radiant? Because you went for the mid-range, the price dropped cards, right? Ah, you get it tomorrow, the 2080. Okay. Okay. Nice. You know, we're gonna expect some Shadow of the Tomb Raider in your stream. And show that bad boy off. Or are you gonna use it to play Minecraft? He's gonna stream Minecraft with a 2080. Oh, you gotta beat the first one. You haven't beat the 2013 Tomb Raider yet. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm just running Nightbot. Whoa, what the heck? Can I give you permission to just post whatever you want? Hang on, let me switch here. Again, I'm new to this. That must be a default Nightbot setting. I don't know what happened. Can I permit you? Okay, now I can't see Streamlabs. No. No, I gotta figure out all those settings. This is like I said, this is all new to me. So um yeah, that was an auto moderation thing. Oh, okay. Nightbot doesn't like all caps. All right, I'll have to check out that setting between streams. But yeah, and certainly, I mean, I should give Radiant some Uber permissions. I mean, I don't know if you want to be a mod, but I should give you mod permissions. You should have permission to just post whatever the hell you want, because I trust that you wouldn't do anything detrimental to the stream. Yes, Radiant, I have utmost trust in your judgment. I know you have impeccable taste, and you are of quality character. To quote Samwise Gamgee, you've shown your character, your quality, or whatever the hell he says to Faramir. You're welcome. You've earned it. You're a good man, and I trust your judgment. So yeah, I apologize for that. That's all. That's probably just all default Nightbot stuff. And yeah, this stream, like, yeah, this, I don't know. I have to decide like what kind of mod settings I want, because yeah, like sometimes like I'm looking to capture people who have struggled in school. So this isn't not necessarily like a PG family friendly stream, because sometimes to fully express your frustration with learning experiences, that could be traumatic, and it's sometimes the most efficient way to do that is with profanity. So I don't want to be like all like, nope, nope, no profanity, no swearing. We're trying to keep this Disney. So yeah, so I'll go in there and explore. I need to run through the auto moderation settings and just make sure that's that stuff. Because yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't mind all caps. But yeah, okay. So let's do this. I'm not going to continue with this. What I want to do is I want to start writing. So at the end here, when you get to the end of his, well, maybe I should. Yeah, okay. So let me preview here. So when you get to the end of his basic rundown and practice, he encourages you to take this and write out your own badge, right? So I don't know if he encourages you to trace this typeface stuff, but certainly he wants you to take and try to mimic this word adventures right here into this gridded paper that he has. I'm gonna do that in a moment, just to see if I can do that without, I'm cheating a little bit because I'm not walking into this dry. I ran through a big portion of this worksheet a couple of nights ago in preparation for this stream. So, because what I didn't want to do necessarily is have everything be completely foreign to me. I wanted to kind of have the muscle memory and the biomechanics down of his scripting style and his basic strokes. But yeah, so Radiant, if you God, you got to beat the first Tomb Raider first. So I don't know if you had claimed once upon a time on PlayStation Network, the 2013 Tomb Raider Definitive Edition was the free giveaway. So I don't know if you claimed it that month. Um, but my family had played through that game on PS3. And then so with Definitive Edition coming out and then Shadow coming up, we just decided a good thing to do this summer would be to go back and replay. Okay, you have it on PC, you just haven't started it. Okay, okay. Yeah, they're great games. And have you seen the movie? Because if you've seen um, the movie borrows really heavily. Well, it's inspired by this reboot, right? And this, Square Enix has said this is a reboot trilogy. So, I haven't done any spoilers with Shadow yet. So I haven't watched anyone play it in stream because I do intend to play through that with the family. But The movie borrows heavily from both the 2013 reboot and also it borrows a few elements from the sequel, from the Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was an equally excellent game. In fact, Rise is a great. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider is a great example of taking fan feedback from an already excellent game, because I loved the Tomb Raider, the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot. I love the fact that they reimagined Lara Croft. I got two daughters, so it's like, Lara Croft was the traditionally kind of a polarizing figure in female role models in media, just because of how sexualized she was. But I love the fact that they found a way to reboot her, and they still kept the drop dead gorgeous look of Lara Croft, but they didn't sexualize her in the game. They didn't sexualize her. There was a little bit of controversy there too, because and I hope I'm not spoiling anything for you, but there's a scene. Yeah, she's fucking badass, right? In every iteration, she's always been a badass, but it's really clearly the first iterations of Lara Croft. She was sexualized, and as someone that's got two daughters, that's something that I always kind of struggled with. Like, is she a role model, or is she not? But then with this 2013 reboot, unambiguously, yes, she's a great role model for girls. She just happens to be drop dead gorgeous, but the badassery would maintain without that. And it's also not a focal point for any part of the story at all, in any way, shape, or form. There was some controversy because apparently Square Enix had made, a change in their narrative early on. That supposedly she was in an early iteration of their script. She was supposedly sexually assaulted, or at least they had hinted at it, and then they removed that. And then some of the less mature gamer fans among us were crying, oh, social justice warrior, because they took that out, and I thought it was more than appropriate. I thought it was more than appropriate of them to do that, to take it out, because the story would stood on its own without that. Not only, thankfully that they don't depict sexual assault on screen in a video game, but also just removing the implication. Yes, yes, very vocal assholes. So I have trouble just buying the argument that it's like, this game would have been so much better if she had been raped. Like, what kind of an argument is that? Or like, you ruined the narrative by pandering to social justice warriors because you didn't want her to be raped. Um, oh wait, yeah, let's allow this. Yeah, there goes. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you. If it could have its place to tell a story, especially like when we're seeing games like. So I haven't played Hellblade yet. You know what I'm talking about. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Yeah, if it adds to the narrative, it has its place. But I think you you would have to be very careful about that context. And I certainly would have a big problem with a development team that does utilize or add any element of sexual assault if there were not women involved in the decision. I think that would be hugely problematic. That you gotta make sure that you're getting, all the perspectives in line here, and that it's not just, something that you would run through, testing groups or focus groups or whatever. That you actually have, on your development team, a diverse set of opinions, and not just bringing in a bunch of random women to get what they thought. Well, I would feel much better if a woman had some kind of creative control, either as creative director or was the main the lead writer or something, kind of in the same vein as the Uncharted series with Amy Hennig. Just It's no accident that we have these phenomenally badass and strong female characters in the Uncharted series, and it's not an accident at all that the lead writer was a woman, right? Because they weren't sexualized, and there was none of this. You can imagine in a creative session where you didn't have to pause and think, well, should we check with some women as to whether or not this or that about Elena Fisher or Chloe Fraser would be over sexual or something. It's you got a woman that's making the decisions, that's in charge. So while those conversations should take place and should happen, I think it adds, using them as narrative devices. It carries more weight when there was not just a woman that was involved in the decision, but she had the creative control. So there's not enough of that in media, not just video games, but media. And this is why I love Wonder Woman as the movie so much. Like it's not an accident that we had such a phenomenal Wonder Woman character directed by a woman. Okay, so where are we? Yes, yeah, I love Elena Fisher. Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, yes. And you streamed Horizon Zero Dawn. I think I caught you like right when you were first attacked your first Thunderjaw in stream. I loved that game too. Aloy, another character, just not sexualized at all. It's good stuff. I mean, we're living in the golden age of gaming. But yeah, that definitely, that Tomb Raider definitive edition or whatever, even if it's just the 2013 reboot, if you don't have the definitive edition, um, it's gonna look gorgeous on your new graphics card. And then Rise of the Tomb Raider, the movie borrows some plot devices and elements from the second game, so I think there's still a lot of room. Oh yeah, hey, thanks for stopping by, Radiant. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll do. And as soon as I figure out how to host, maybe maybe I'll host you. I don't know if you're going live or not. But check him out for other folks that are in the stream. Give him a follow if you feel compelled to cheer bits at him or donate or subscribe. Do any of those. He does charity streams. He does variety streams. He across console, PC. One day you might find him playing a House Flipper. Another day you might find him playing Mario Kart or Splatoon with viewers. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Radiant. Appreciate you. I appreciate your inspiration. All right, so let's get back to. I want to contrast here. So let's go to this blank page here, and I'm going to try off memory. So I've got my alphabet scripting. I've done all his lettering. So hopefully some of this is in my muscle memory. So I'm going to try just. Let's try just a basic, and I don't know the sizing guidelines, so this is what I'm kind of struggling with right now. Okay, so we're going 3-line references. I'm just looking here, so I just want to write, let's just get a basic message here. Let's go, thank you. And I could get a better lean out of that, so let's get a better lean. And I want to try to do this fluidly. So I'm deliberately lifting my pen between letters to just think to myself the separate and individual pen strokes. I imagine that once you get good at it, just like regular cursive, that you can do it without lifting the pen. And I feel like that K was wrong. So did I get the wrong? Yeah, close enough. That was more like the K that I was raised with. Was it? Yeah, the K that I drew is more like the K that I was raised with. And that's okay. Okay, so that's looking good. And okay, so that's the old F. Okay, I gotta scroll up. Old habits die hard. I started reverting to the F that I was raised with. So this F. this F. There we go. It's actually not too different. I mean, I'll live with it, but I'll live with it. Let's see here. And then now I'm just really crossed. My mind is I've got the pen in my hand. I'm just trying to write, and my mind keeps reverting back to the cursive that I was raised with. So let's get this J here. And then this G. And then let's go without the lines. Let's go without the lines. All right, can we do this? Okay, so that's what I've learned. This is what I was taught. And not much of a lean for me in the original cursive that I learned. And I don't know if this is substantially different. I can spot some differences just because I know, like, mechanically the difference between the pen strokes that I'm making. And then let's go right-handed, just for comparison's sake. So when I taught myself to write in cursive left-handed, I of course was borrowing and mimicking movements and pen strokes that I had out of my right side. And so it's a bit more upright, I suppose, coming out of the right hand. And I don't know if I deliberately leaned it that way with the left hand. So let's look here. If I switch notebooks again, you can kind of see what I was messing around with this a couple nights ago, and using a different color pen. And then by the end of the night, and it was late, it was past midnight my time, and I had to work the next day. It was like Sunday, I think. I just started writing out the phonetic alphabet, so just Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, etc., etc. And then by the time I got to Oscar, I realized it was time to just go to bed. So this is all left-handed, trying to use this scripting style that I'm trying to teach myself. So that's kind of where I left off, and where I was like, yeah, I feel good about this. We can go live with this on Wednesday. Actually, it was Monday that I did this, because it was a couple of nights ago. And sorry I went silent there. But yeah, so anyway, okay, so I found an opportunity. Here's the summary, right? I found a lesson online. It came with it attached a practice worksheet, and I took that practice worksheet and I imported it into OneNote. Now, not the Windows 10 version of OneNote that you're seeing in front of you here, but I brought it into OneNote 2016, since we have a print to OneNote feature built in right there, and then I synced that with OneNote 2000 or OneNote Windows 10, because I wanted to use a glitter pen, because screw the versions of OneNote that don't have glitter pens. So we went with a rose metallic, and then I went through all of his practice. So we traced basic strokes, basic pen strokes. We did capital and lowercase letters. I did a couple of writing samples, so I probably should, obviously with practice, I need to just write with this scripting, so I probably need to just spend some time with pen in hand, and also stylus too, since I'm using a Wacom tablet. It's going to take more practice. But then let's see how this transfers over to pen and paper. So I'm going to Let's see, what can I do here? Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'll be right back. We're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna mount my cell phone to a tripod so I can feed the camera into the stream, and then we can write on pen and paper. So I will be right back. Okay, so we're back, and I've got my phone here. Let's launch the camera. I hope this goes landscape. The last time I tried to do this, it refused to landscape, even though it worked when I tested it. So let's see, visor. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. I think I know what I did wrong. Oh wait, here we go, rotate. Rotate visor. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna go launch visor. Apologize while I do some noob troubleshooting here. Let's keep that window open though. Uh-oh. What's going on? Yeah, no kidding, an error occurred. Okay, so let's get this fixed. Let's get this fixed. Okay, connect. Let's try this on another screen. Okay, unplug the phone, plug the phone. This is a long way to go. Like, yeah, I've done a couple of streams where I was using my phone quite a bit, and I didn't have a problem with it, but I was using a different app. I wasn't actually just using the camera. I was using the Office Lens app, and and it went without a hitch. But then the past couple of streams when I actually just had the camera pointed pointed at a target on screen, it's I've been having problems with visor ever since. Yeah, and I just need to stop it. So, all right, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna unplug the phone. Let's do this off screen here. Let's plug the phone in. Not in charging mode. File transfer mode. Found my phone. Find devices. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. New. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it won't landscape. Come on, visor. Don't fail me, visor. Yeah, that'll be good enough. All right, so let's see here. Oh, you. I don't know how I dealt with this last time. Did I just go sideways? Yeah, my viewfinder is playing tricks on me. So is this gonna work even? I'm trying. I just want to write and show what I'm writing on a piece of paper. Okay, hang on. I've got to be missing something up here. So come on, visor. Let me just check. Always on top. I'm supposed to have settings. Okay, so let's... You know, I'm just going to hold the phone. Forget this. Let's just hold the phone. And can I multitask? Can I hold the phone while I write with my offhand? So let's try this. Let's go I'm just going to go for basic thank you again. So this is what the translation looks like to actual pen and paper. A little more of a dramatic tail there on the U. And I think we are going to conclude the stream at this point. Ooh, that's a bad habit. I reverted to the W that I was raised with, so that's lead tail shouldn't be there. So again, we learned a new cursive scripting style with the left hand. I want to thank everyone for joining. I know there's lots of folks, or not lots of folks, there were folks that were, oops, what happened? They were in the stream and not chatting, so I appreciate your support. Again, my name is Felix. I'm trying to run an education-based stream here out of Twitch, and who knows what will become of it. I think for now, oh, look at that, it goes landscape now. Okay. I think for now, though, we will conclude tonight's stream. So tonight's, what am I going to say tonight? Friday we'll go live again, and I think what I'm going to do is I might just go live on the PS4. I haven't played Overwatch in quite a while, and I need to get my Zenyatta on. I don't main Zenyatta, I am Zenyatta. And oh, look at that. It's so frustrating. Look at this thing. It is widescreen or landscape now. Okay, so that's gonna make me cuss. So yeah, in the meantime, appreciate you being here. Thank you to Radiant. Give him a follow if you feel so compelled. I got some things to figure out with Nightbot and moderation in the background, and then I also have to figure out my webcam and why my phone won't go landscape when I want it to. But no, thank you for being here. Seriously, I appreciate all of the support, and we'll see where this goes. In the meantime, let's see if we can host somebody. I'm actually jump in here. Let's go to my B. Actually, no, I won't go be right back. Let's just figure out. This is something I keep meaning to teach myself how to do it, and then I don't. So let's see here. Can we host someone? Here we go. All right. So. Oh goodness. Well, okay. I'll have to figure this out off stream. But yeah, thank you for joining, and you all have a good night.